All right. So I made progress on this. Actually, I got to get the piston out of my truck. But I didn't see any major damage. I was expecting some valve damage, and I didn't see that. So the head's at the machine shop getting cleaned and checked out right now, actually. But it's not too hard to get the head off in here. The head bolts use I'll grab the tool here shortly, but the head bolts they're a 10 star to get off. Pretty much everything else is 10, 12, and 14 on this engine. So, and once you unbolt this header / manifold cap thing, you can slide the head off. It's got 9 bolts or 12s, or nuts, excuse me. The hard part of getting the head off is the valve covers in multiple pieces, because you've got both of the VVT solenoids. One's in the head, one's in the valve cover, and then you have the high pressure fuel pump. So you got to take all that stuff apart. Not a big deal if you have somewhat of a memory. There's your fuel line, which already has its own disconnect tool on it. Just push that in and pull it off. As you can see, if I had to do this again, I would pull the motor. It's, at least where I'm at right now, I'm still waiting to get my money to build my shop. So it would have been, I'm going to actually go ahead and finish pulling it to put it back together, because the oil pan, I spent time rearranging my garage last night. So, but the oil pan has dowels in 2 directions. There's one there and one there, but it also has one that goes in the transmission. So it's a real pain. I had to loosen the motor up just to get it off. So if I'm going to clean it. When I put it all back together, I'm going to put it all back together outside the vehicle, because it's so much easier on my back, and I don't have to lay on the ground and fight with stuff, and I can just put it on the stand and stand up and work on it. But the timing cover itself, oil pump, water pump, seems like everybody's doing this on the new stuff. It's all built into the cover. My Colorado is the same way. So there's the high pressure fuel pump. That little plunger will fall out when you take it off. Then you have there's a big old hole in the valve cover here. That's for one of the VVT solenoids. That right there. So it's a whole multiple step process. But if you're somewhat mechanically inclined, this isn't too difficult. Exhaust cam with the high pressure fuel pump lobe on it. Intake cam. So yeah, I got it apart, and actually I'm gonna I'll show you what I found, the problem I found. Just gonna take it with me, because I have to get the machine shop to change out the piston. But so I pulled it apart, and then I didn't immediately see any damage. I really need to get a tripod. Let me see if I can balance this on something. Well, here, I'll just sit it down here. Okay. So ring tension was good. No pinched. I don't see any pinched rings. But what I did see, a couple things here. Now, keep in mind, if you go to find these parts, you got to make sure yours is turbo, non-turbo, all that stuff. But I saw this, let me see if I can not jiggle my hand, this skirt damage here. And see, there's a black coating that's supposed to be there that helps prevent scuffing, which is this has been doing. This other side's, I want to say, even worse. So you see the top of the piston there, and then the skirt's completely And bearing looks really good though. Cranks looks good. The top of the piston was really clean on this cylinder only. But the other thing I found, because the exhaust was wet with oil, the chamber was wet with oil, the plug was wet with oil, is, if you hadn't already seen it, look at the oil ring. It is completely gummed up. Once I get the new pistons, I'll show you what it's supposed to look like. But for a whopping $40, I got 4 new pistons, 4 new pins, and new rings. So I'm going to replace this piston, replace all the rings, because all the other cylinders had good compression. They were all dead on 175 pounds. So, but this one only had 60. Get that done, put it back together. He's cleaning the head now. I've got to pull the intakes. Got some on the direct injection engines that they like to build carbon up on the intake valve, so I'll clean all that, put it back together. But then after that, we should be good to go on that. So, but that's what's going on with the Kia, and that's what I found with that.